it's me. I'm an audio watcher. Okay, it's definitely recording now. So this is take 2. I forgot to let it record audio from my desktop. So this is a Bloodborne
Damn,
boss
that's
ranking.
crazy.
I'm joined by my good pal. If you want to say hello.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, gamers? You may recognize him from the Demon Souls boss ranking. If you watch that video, I had to let him in on the Bloodborne one because Bloodborne's his favorite one of it. Is it your favorite game or one of?
It's one of it's like top 5 definitely.
Yeah,
The top five's kind of like a bit can't really decide what's top, but like they're all like they're like I'd all give them like 10 out of 10s.
that's fair. You're a bit of a bloodhead, you'd say.
You could indeed say that I am a bit of a bloodhead.
Hell yeah. So this is going to be ranking all the bosses, like I said before. This has got all the main game bosses, the DLC, and the Chalice dungeon bosses. 4 bosses that appear in main game and Chalice dungeons. We're only going to be looking at their encounters in the main game. For Chalice dungeon exclusive bosses, we'll be considering like all the times that you fight them. If you've watched any of the other tier list videos, we rank it on like numerous things like design, story, the actual fight, soundtrack, all that good stuff. So we'd start off with the One Reborn. What's our
Yeah,
opinions on the One
he
Reborn?
he's kind of he's not really very interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of mid.
Uh,
Like the only interesting things I think are going on with the One Reborn is it's like the fact that it's a failed great one, like it's an attempt to
yeah,
make one, and the rehash of the Tower Knight gimmick with like the little bell ringing women on the top
yeah.
being like the main
Al-
threat.
Although it being a failed great one is not the same with the living failures.
Yeah, but to be fair, like when it was made, obviously the Living Failures weren't in the game.
Yeah, that's true. So, for a base game boss, yeah,
Yeah, and
I'd
they're
I'd,
all
I'd
kind
say
of
like
the Living Fails are more alien-y. This one's more kind of like
yeah,
grotesque.
yeah, they're more similar to the celestial emissaries.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
that's
I'd say One Reborn like C.
yeah, I'd agree with that. See, as we were saying before, when the audio wasn't recording, the absolute babes that are the Witches of
Yo,
Hemwick.
hottest characters in the Soul series. Let's
Yeah,
go.
like Maiden in Black, Firekeeper, the doll, Get Out of Here. It's the Witches of Hemwick is where it's at. Uh,
And I just want some wussy.
some Hemusy.
Some hem wussy. Yeah,
There's a lot of fine
this fight
chant.
has one thing going for it, and that's the fact that if you've got zero insight, uh, you you don't see any ads. And if you've got like, I think Kaye sees more ads,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if
which is
it's
kind of like an interesting idea, but like the fight is like
either way,
super
still very
fucking
easy.
bad. It's
Yeah,
so bad.
yeah, it is pretty boring. So yeah, that's going in D.
Yeah,
Now is Rom the Vacuous Spider.
another absolute sexy boss.
True. It's thick with 3 C's, dare I say. Like it's
True.
got an absolute dumper. Let's not kid ourselves. Um,
Rom,
I like
Rom's.
this fight more than you do, I
I'm.
think.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't a big fan of this fight, mostly because I think I played it in New Game +4, and that wasn't really a fun time.
No, I've only played it in New Game. And I like Rob. I think it's like a gang fight done pretty well. Um, and
Oh yeah,
I feel bad for Rom because
it's
everyone
one of the
calls him.
better gang fights because at least he doesn't. At least Rom doesn't really fight back, other than like doing the shooting stuff from the sky and flopping its back.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel bad for Rom itself. Like it didn't really do anything, but it's the little spiders that you've got to worry about. But
Yeah,
I like fighting the little spiders. They've got a little bit of like a tiny little bit of depth to them. Like
yeah,
if you try
you've
hit
got
them
to.
head on, it doesn't do any damage. So you want
Yeah,
them to either flop over or like hit them in the side.
as a big bug sword user, I'm not a fan.
That's fair.
Uh,
Like I say, I don't think Rom's a bad boss.
yeah,
So
it'll be.
B. Let's
I'd
put it
say,
in B.
yeah,
That's a
okay,
good
B.
compromise, I think. Martyr
Rom the Vacuous is
Ligarius.
really cool.
I really like Martyr Ligarius. I think his design's real neat. I love the actual arena you fight him on. I think it's really
Yeah,
cool, like
on
the
top of
snowy
the
rooftop.
castle.
Yeah,
That's yeah, it's really cool.
and I like
The
that.
I like the skulls.
Yeah, the little skulls are cool, and I like that you actually get to meet like the leader of a faction of a group in like a Souls game.
Yeah,
I think that's quite rare.
I like the fact he drops the crown as well.
Oh yeah, so you can meet the queen. He's like
You
the
meet the
barrier
queen, yeah,
between Canehurst's
and then
queen and you.
her like storyline is quite cool.
Yeah.
So I would link the two.
Yeah. But
I
it's just a shame that
yeah,
it's like really trivialized by parrying. I think if you don't
yeah.
parry, he's like really tough, but like once you sort
If
of
you
got
parry,
parrying
it's
down,
super easy.
he's pretty easy.
I'd say
A. Okay, now this is actually where we got up to. First time recording, fun fact.
waha.
Okay, now it's all new stuff. Murgle's Wet Nurse. I
Nurgle's wet
love.
nurse is such a fucking cool boss.
Yeah, I love Murgle's Wet Nurse. Just love everything about it. The design's really cool, the theme's really creepy, and I think it's got like a pretty decent moveset too.
Yeah, I like the implications that the reason she's actually you might have mentioned that in your video that you can't uh your insight's so low even at max that you
Yes,
just see her as like a cloak
yeah,
sort of
like
thing.
just a
Yeah,
human can't like process what it
comprehend.
actually looks like. I really like that. I think that's a
It's
cool little hidden
very
element.
Lovecraftian.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd put
Uh,
Murgle in S.
yeah, I'd say S or high A.
Yeah. Should
Yeah,
we
like
put it in?
I'd say S.
Let's put
Yeah,
it in S
put
for
her in
now,
S,
and
and
then
then
we can change it
we can adjust it later.
as we go. The Celestial
Yo, the hardest boss
Emissaries.
in the game.
They're the hardest boss, because they've got such big brain.
Yo, they're just like Jimmy Neutron.
They are kind of like Jimmy
Like
Neutron.
you go in the boss arena and they have like a Jimmy Neutron burn blast.
Yeah, they have a brain blast, and they all work together and run around real funny.
Yeah,
And also, I'm really not like a fan. I don't think it's
no,
terrible, but like
the fact they're just fucking aliens.
I
Uh,
love their design. Like the design's the best thing
yeah,
about it. But the fight is just I think it's like a gang fight. Like I think Rom is a gang fight done pretty good. I think the Celestial Emissary is a gang fight done like not so good because
yeah,
like
I completely agree.
it's really easy to beat up on the because like it starts off with just like the normal enemies before you get them to about like a quarter of the health and then it transforms into the big one. But like as it's transforming, you can just like keep hitting it like
Yeah,
so. I'd put it and say I don't think it's terrible,
it,
but like it's not great.
it's also when I do subsequent playthroughs, I don't tend to fight that boss just because I don't really find it that interesting.
Yeah, it's just really not very memorable. Like you think about the boss that's coming up next, like in that
Uh,
area before you think of
yeah, and also I don't really want to think about that boss after we'll get
that's
to her.
so let's put Celestial Emissary in C for now. And now we've got Ebriata,
Oh
Daughter
fuck!
of the Cosmos.
This was the hardest boss for me to fight in the base game. I
Really?
don't know if I went like super early, but like this boss was a fucking bastard.
I quite like Ebriatas, but I think I like Ebriatas for like the actual lore of it more than
Yeah.
the I
Um.
think the fight's decent. Like I've got no big like complaints about the fight one way or the other.
I also really like the design.
Oh yeah, the design's
It's
really
very
cool.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah,
It's very like Cthulhu esque.
I like that it's also one of those like ROM where like it doesn't interact with you unless you like hit it first.
Yeah.
And I just like its whole deal of
It
it
kind
being
of
like abandoned by the rest of its
yeah.
kind. I feel kind of bad for her.
Yeah, but when I was fighting it, I think it was a case of I was trying to like follow like stuff online where it's like saying, "Oh, go behind and hit like in between the tails," and it just wasn't working. So
Yeah,
if
that
something
didn't
just
really
wasn't
work
working
for
for
me
me,
when I played. It
I
did when
was
I
just
played it for the first time. I think I got, you
yeah,
know, the little tail it has behind it.
yeah. You got stuck in between there.
I got stuck in between, so it just wouldn't like hit me. But whenever it spun round, I just kept like, getting stuck on the tail. So
Yeah,
I was just like, that was pretty easy. But in my like most recent playthrough, it took me a good few tries. But I think Ebriatis is fine. Like I say,
yeah.
my favorite thing about it is its backstory. But like I think the fight's just like fine.
Yeah, I just have bad memories.
That's fair. Where do
um,
you fancy part? I'd say B personally, but
yeah, I'd say B. I'd say above Rom, maybe.
yeah. Let's put it above Rom then. Let's put it in B. Now we've got Yharnam the Phumerian Queen. Now
Yharnam is really fucking cool.
Yharnam is cool. Best thing about the fight, FromSoft just decided, look, you have to just beat the shit out of this heavily pregnant woman. You have to.
Just run up. No, she's not pregnant anymore.
She is in the Chalice dungeon. She's not in the. It's really weird in
But
the game, like in just like in the main game, she's not pregnant. Like, cause I'm guessing Murgle got just ripped out of her tummy. But
oh,
like in the
is that
actual Chalice dungeon, she's like got a massive baby bump.
is the screenshot from the
That's from when she's looking
yeah,
up
okay.
at the
When
Murgle's
she
wet nurse
appears,
arena.
yeah, when she appears in Nightmare Mantis.
Yeah, that's the screenshot where she's from. But the actual
Yeah,
fight, she's like heavily pregnant. So I think
yeah.
that's kind of an
I kind
instant
of
S.
forgot about that. I think that's really funny.
It is really funny. I don't understand why she is,
Doesn't
but
she like bleed at you as well? Like
she
shoot
that's
blood
like
at
all
you?
of her moves. Yeah, it's just to like bleed at you. She like at the start, it like she only bleeds because like she's handcuffed, I think, and then
Yeah.
once you get like 3/4 of her health, she like has a knife. But most of her attacks are she just thingies blood at you.
I find that kind of funny.
It is
Not gonna
like
lie.
it is quite funny, but also I just think it is like a really different fight. Like she's not really a very like not aggressive, but
Yeah.
like a close range fighter. Like she usually deals in projectiles, and I don't think there's a lot of bosses like that in Bloodborne.
I think she's also got an AoE.
Yeah,
But,
she does. She does have an AoE. Like the only other
yeah,
boss I can think has an AoE is the Moon Presence. Like just off the top
I,
of my
I
head.
think Ludwig also does.
Oh, he might do, but off the top of my head, the
And
only one I can
Lawrence.
think of is Moon Presence.
Lawrence definitely has one because he does like an AoE fire attack.
Oh, I think you're right. I think you're right. Where are we thinking we put Yharnam? I
Uh,
say high A, if not maybe low S.
yeah, I'm thinking the same. I'd say put her above Martin for now.
Yeah, put her
Martin?
above Martin.
Martin?
That's
Yo,
what we're calling him now, Martin.
When are you rocking up to Canehurst to beat the shit out of Martin?
Yeah, he's just a bit of a bad lad as well, Martin. But Martin and Yharnam they can hang out together.
Yeah.
Ludwig. I don't think we really need to say anything about
No,
Ludwig.
Ludwig's S tier. It was the hardest boss for me to fight, honestly.
It was one of the hardest for me the first time. I beat it first time my most recent playthrough, which I was really surprised by. I was very proud of myself for that one.
I found him harder than Kos, Orphan of Kos.
Yes, I did in the first
playthrough. I found him
playthrough.
harder than Lawrence as well.
No, Lawrence was the hardest for me by far.
I think Lawrence I got like second or third attempt.
Oh, we'll get to Lawrence when I've got some things to say about Lawrence.
Yeah.
But Ludwig's kind of been talked about to death online. But it is for like just absolutely good reason.
He is really cool.
He's really cool. His design's amazing. His theme, especially in like the second phase, is iconic.
And the fucking cutscene.
The cutscene of him and the Moonlight Sword. And like at the same time, like although he's like so like deranged and like out of his mind, I also do feel like really bad for him still, because he doesn't seem like a bad dude. Like it said in the story, like he taught citizens like how to like protect themselves.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like he went out with like a lot of people like I'd say someone like Mikolash had pretty naughty boy intentions, but I think Ludwig was kind of a good boy.
Ludwig was just corrupted by the knight, the fucking
Was it the Moonlight Sword that corrupted him, or just like being blood drunk?
It might be. I think it might be blood.
Yeah, it was the blood that made him go mad, and then I think he thought the sword like talked to him.
Yeah, and that just sent him further over the edge.
Yeah, so he's going at the top of S for now.
Also, the Moonlight Greatsword is a really fucking cool weapon.
It is. I love the moon. It's from Soft staple, but it's probably at its best in Bloodborne, I'd say.
Yeah,
It looks the coolest in Bloodborne.
I like big glowing big sword.
Me too. If it's not an Elden Ring, I will funny scream.
If I can't do the big bonk with the glowing funny sword,
there will be a strongly worded email to Miyazaki
yes.
himself. Let's do
Orphan of Kos. Yeah, I would say Orphan of Kos is like top tier.
Yeah, I'd say it's above Murgle's Wetness, but below.
Yeah. The lore for it is great. The whole it crawling out of its mother's carcass.
Oh yeah, I think the intro
cool
cutscene is like horrific, and the ending cutscene's like really peaceful. There's like a really nice contrast because like they've been put to rest.
And going into the area and seeing all the little creatures like bowing down.
Yeah, it really does set it up like, oh, what the fuck have I got myself into?
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, its design's really nice as well. It's very simple but like effective, I think. And also it's one of those like Ludwig where like it is completely deranged in the fight, but I feel really bad for it because like it's literally just killed in its mother's womb because what's his name? The guy in the wheelchair, Willem, was like, ooh, eyes.
Oh yeah. You said the guy in the wheelchair, and it's like that could be a multiple different people.
He's not in a wheelchair; he's in a rocking chair. Whoops. Willow. Yeah, I forgot that there is just people in wheelchairs as an anime.
Yeah.
Like guns.
Also German.
And German. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about German too, but we'll get to German. But yeah, Orphan of Kos is very easy. Yes, he's a very good fight. Probably the most like outwardly aggressive boss they've ever made.
Fucking metal as fuck.
It's like mum's placenta.
Yeah, I'm using his mum's placenta as a weapon.
Or its own placenta, I'm not sure. Anyway, placenta club.
Placenta club, you're very funny.
Lady Maria, also I think an easy S.
Yeah.
I don't like Maria more than Orphan of Kos, personally.
I think she's my favourite boss in the game, to be honest.
Really? Explain.
The boss itself is really fun. If you don't parry, that boss is so fun.
Yeah, I think
obviously it's fun if you parry as well, but in a different way. That's more of a power trip sort of thing. But getting into the rhythm of avoiding her fire attacks and the blood attacks
explosions
is like is just really fun. Also the fact that she's there to protect anyone from going to Orphan of Kos.
Yeah, that's true. I think my favorite thing about Maria
is the clock tower.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about Maria is Maria as a character.
Yeah,
like
Maria's really cool.
My only like real complaint with the like, I also think it's like, I don't think it's my favorite fight, but it's probably like top 5 in Bloodborne. Parrying does trivialize it a little bit, but I feel like it's the same situation as is with Gwyn, where like it's a skill you've like learned, so you've kind of earned it being an easier time if you're good at parrying. But I just kind of wish we got to like see more of Maria. Like I know that we've got the doll and German and kind of the backstory of that. But I just wish we got to see a little bit more of how she was as like a person.
I think just any time you put a boss in a clock tower, I'm just instantly gonna think it's cool as shit.
That's fair. For now,
can we put her above Kos?
Yes, let's put her above Kos, but I don't think we're gonna put her above Ludwig for the moment.
That's fine. That's fine.
Who knows? Watchdog of the Old Lords. This is a fucking bastard man.
Poo boss.
And he's poo stinky, and I hate him.
Isn't it just a reskin of like an enemy in the game?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this is an actual, just like I'm pretty sure this is an actual, like, created from scratch boss with, like, its
Yeah,
own moveset. I think you fight it twice. Now, the first time isn't that bad, because it's quite
is,
an early Chalice dungeon, so,
is,
like, it was
isn't the
fine.
second one in the one with Amygdala?
That is the curse. Yeah, it's the one in the Curse and Defile Chalice,
Yeah,
where
fuck that.
everything is halved: your HP, your damage. But to be fair, all like attacks from enemies are also halved, but not elemental damage. So
Yep.
the boss that's constantly on fire just can one-hit you by like it just staring at you in a funny way.
Yeah.
So he's going at the
Go on,
bottom.
I'm pretty sure he also has an AoE.
He does have an AoE, you're right. So he's going at the bottom.
Yeah.
Stinks. He
He
can go
does
down.
stink. Leave
Lawrence.
him down there. Lawrence, yeah. I'd say Lawrence is quite low as well. Like,
Honestly,
actually, no, because Lawrence as a character is really interesting.
Lawrence as a character is interesting. I do like Lawrence as a character, but that does not quell the hatred I have for Lawrence as a boss fight.
The boss is not good.
I hate
I really
Lawrence.
wouldn't put it in bottom tier, just because of the law with the character.
I personally, you know what? I hate Lawrence. I would personally put him in bottom tier, and I'm gonna say why. For such an important character, I think it's really shit that he's a Cleric Beast with the fire texture over him. I think he deserved more.
I
And
mean,
the second half, where his bottom half falls off, and he's just got a constant pool of lava next to him.
yeah.
So it's really awkward actually going to hit him. Annoys me like nothing else.
I think the point of him trying to mimic the Cleric Beast is because the area he spawns in is the same area as Emilia spawns.
Yeah, I think the implication is that it's a high-ranking member of the Healing
Yeah.
Church, because like the more you hold yourself back from Beasthood, the more of like a monster you become.
Yeah,
So
I think that's the reason he does sort of look like it, because he's also quite a high member of the Healing Church.
Yeah, but I agree with that. But so was Ludwig. If they can make a unique design for him, then I
Yeah.
feel like they could for Lawrence.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like bottom of C,
Bottom
just
say
because
okay.
I like Lawrence.
I will compromise.
Otherwise, I would say D.
If it was up to me, he'd be kicked in the bin. But we
Lawrence
compromise
is
in
a
this
cool
marriage.
fella, though. The character's a cool fella.
He is. Father
He gives
Gascoigne.
you the best sword.
He does give you.
Father Gascoigne, easy AOS.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say S. Maybe
Yeah.
at the bottom or above Murgle's Wetness, one of the two. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this piece about the shop.
There is beasts all over the shop, but he's
Yeah.
got to go back to the dumping ground and tell Tracy Beaker important life lessons.
Yeah, true. I'd say I'd put him above Murgles.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I like the whole subquest with his daughter.
Yeah.
And then finding out the red jewel, the red necklace, the like jewel necklace.
The red jewel
the,
brooch.
Yeah, that's it. In the boss arena.
Yeah, it was his wife's.
I just like the subtle like implications.
Yeah, it's not a nice, but it's like a very well told little story.
No, especially if you tell his daughter. Oh,
Yeah.
well, actually, no. Especially when you go back to his daughter and you find out she
Was eaten
goes
by
out and
the pigs.
Yeah, the pigs drop her ribbon.
Yeah, and then you have to tell the sister, and then I think the sister like falls off a
Oh
ladder
yeah, she
or something.
Yeah. It's the ladder leading down to the pigs.
Not a right good time in the Gascoigne household.
No.
But as a fight, also, it's really, really good. It teaches you a lot of the mechanics, especially like from Bloodborne to Dark Souls, like how aggressive you have to be, and it's a really good fight where it's like a boss that's more or less on the same playing field as you. Like it's just another manga until he turns into a werewolf.
And using the music box to stun him is a really cool idea.
It is, and it's cool that you can't rely on it too much because he'll just like go straight into werewolf mode, which does make sense.
Quite similar to there was a boss in Sekiro, and I can't remember what it was.
I
Demon of
believe-
Hatred.
Oh, okay. I've played
There's
Sekiro
an- there's
in
an-
ages. So
There's an item which you can use to stun him, and I think you only get 3 attempts.
yeah,
Same with
'cause-
Father Gascoigne.
and it's got to do with him being the sculptor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Gascoigne, he's a good boy. Amygdala. I also like Amygdala. I think Amygdala's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
The fact that Amygdala's like there from the beginning as well,
yeah. I think it's just
I
like
think it's really cool.
managed to become like a pretty like iconic character without being a character per se.
Yeah.
It's just like a really important part of Bloodborne's like aesthetic. There's just so many like just chilling and hanging on the walls and stuff, and then you actually get to fight one. And also I like it's probably the best fight of the like limb mechanic where like certain limbs, like certain body parts, like bosses take more damage, or like you can break certain body parts of bosses. I think it's
And
the
you
best
can-
showcase of that.
And you can also get their arm as a weapon. And
Oh yeah, you can, can't
I
you?
find it really funny. You can go in the Amygdala fight with the Amygdala weapon and just slap the shit out of it.
I think there should just be like a special thing for it where it looks at it and it's just like, what the fuck?
You just bitch slap it with his own arm.
Bitch slap with my mum's arm.
Yeah, I really like the fight.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't in the Chalice dungeons because
No, but we're not counting the Chalice dungeons. We're just talking about the main.
I'd say top of B, maybe A, end of A.
Should we? I'd say.
Where would you think?
I'd say bottom of A.
Oh, I'll go
personally.
bottom of A.
Yeah, bottom of it. 'Cause I think it is really good. I don't think it's better than Yharnam, but I do think it's better than Ebriata. I don't think it's better than Ligarius. They're both about the same for me.
Ligarius is cooler.
Yeah. Okay, the Living Failures, the most, the best penis-looking men this side of Mississippi.
They are like easy D tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're just they have the same law as One Reborn. Like they're fields, great ones.
That's true, but they're funny. That's something the One Reborn doesn't have.
They're also like really annoying because
I don't think that
they suddenly. It's just the one attack which is annoying.
It looks very cool, but it is very annoying
really
to like to dodge.
It's also an attack that Rom also has.
Oh yeah, I think it's like I think the actual like space thing around it looks a bit like isn't the same as Rom, but it is just like them throwing
It's essentially it's just a reskinned version of it.
Yeah. Honestly, I could go either one. Like top of, I think it should be like if we're putting it in D, the top of D.
Yeah, I'd say top of D.
Yeah, they do get the funny award though, so that goes to them. Cleric Beast. I'm quite a big fan. Cleric
This
Beast.
is the best first boss fight.
Yeah, honestly, I'd agree with that. I do think Cleric Beast is one of probably the best first fight. It's like tricky, but it's not like so punishing that it like puts you off. Like for the first time, but once you get kind of the hang of it, you've got a grasp on the gameplay. It becomes like a lot easier, which I think.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, which I was just gonna say, I think is the best thing a first boss can do. Like be challenging, but also like once you've got a at least decent grip on like how the game is, like it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, they also give you plenty of Molotov cocktails.
Oh yeah, they give you Molotov cocktails.
Which obviously it's weak to fire, so it's kind of like teaching you.
Yeah, what
to try and experiment with like fire and electricity and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think it gives you like a couple of fire papers as well, so it definitely stocks you up for it and does encourage you to actually use the items. Where do you think we should put Cleric Beast? I'm thinking top of B, maybe bottom of A. But
I think bottom of A. How iconic the start of the fight is, like going into it, hearing that screech and
and the theme
start up.
Yeah.
The theme alone.
Yeah.
So good.
I'd agree with that. Speaking of bosses with absolute banger themes,
Yeah,
Gurman.
speaking of S tier bosses,
Yeah, honestly, I'd agree. I'd put him above Gascoigne, but
yeah, definitely.
not above Orphan of
No,
Cause,
no.
personally.
Gurman is really cool.
Gurman is really cool.
The,
It's a character that you've stuck with, like that's stuck with you like the whole of the game, and it's probably one of the. It's like the best boss in terms of like sympathy, because
yeah,
he thinks he's doing what's best for you, like trying to get you out of the dream, but at the same time, you want to get him out of the dream as well.
yeah, like he's trying to like save you from yourself, sort of thing.
Exactly, and you're trying to do the same, like for him.
Yeah.
And the theme especially like reflects that, and the boss
Oh
arena,
yeah,
like the
the
field
theme,
of flowers.
the field of flowers is so cool, yeah.
It is.
And with like the full moon in the background, and
Yeah.
oh, it's just so good.
Yeah, like he's not the last boss in Bloodborne, but he's like one of the. I mean, he could be if you don't get the
Uh,
umbilical cords, but I feel like
I would call him the the final boss.
yeah,
'Cause
that's Moon
he's
Presence is
he's
kind
the
of an extra.
yeah. Rune Presence is like oh, you popped all these weird items that you didn't know what the point of them was.
Yeah, now you get to
Now
not
you get this
be
secret.
in a wheelchair at the end.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's the thing with like Soulsborne sort of games where it's the true ending is like weird and
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah,
weird and unclear how you
it's
get
not
out
what
of it.
it's not what you're not expected to get it the first time you play.
Exactly. I think in terms of like, I think Gwyn's probably my favorite like final boss in terms of like atmosphere, but I think Gurman's like a very close second. Like I could very
Yeah,
easily like see someone like think he's the best final boss just on atmosphere alone, and I'd be like, yeah, that's
um,
completely understandable.
yeah, I think probably for me it's either German or Soul Cinder
Yeah, I think in
because
terms of
we
gameplay, Solar Cinder's the best, but like atmosphere,
yeah
Gurman's like,
mostly for the second phase
oh yeah,
where you start hearing
the
Gwyn the like
the
adaptation of Gwyn's theme.
yeah, the three keys, those three sad
Plim
boy
plim
keys.
pom.
We're not talking about Dark Souls 3, we're talking about Bloodborne. The Phumerian Descendant, I think the Phumerian Descendant's decent.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember this one.
It's the one with the two sickles in the Chalice dungeons, like, and it's really, really fast. And it likes to like throw the sickles at you and like kick you.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest, he didn't really leave a lasting impression on me.
I think he's decent.
But
I think he's
I,
like
I think
Yharnam.
it's probably because the Chalice Dungeons I did like once,
Yeah.
and that was just to get the trophy.
Yeah, that's fair. I only did the chalice. I did the chalice dungeons like recently for the first time in my video.
Yeah,
I think he's like fine. I think he like
yeah,
the thing that stands out about him is he feels very different from like any of the other bosses, because like he's not a big like beast boss. He's not like a hunter. But he feels very different. But he isn't like amazing. I'd personally put him in like the middle of B.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
feel like he's decent.
Like,
He's a decent fight. Like, there's nothing wrong with the fight itself, but just it's not that interesting. Like, it's not like he's
yeah,
an interesting character
I
or
don't think
anything.
he's got any lore behind him.
Exactly. Like, he's literally just a descendant of the Fumerians. Like, that's all that's
Yeah,
into him. Keeper of the Old Lords. I think this fight's okay, apart from the one where it's in the Cursed and Defiled Chalice, because this one also mainly uses fire moves. The other times you fight it, I think it's pretty good. Like, I would have put it at the bottom of B, but because of
Yeah.
that one Cursed and Defiled Chalice, I'm thinking bottom of C.
Yeah, this is another one I'm like struggling to remember what it was.
It's the one with
it-
the sword that also uses a lot of fire moves.
right. Okay. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, he's also got no lore behind him.
Yeah, he just kind of looks like a witch. That's all that's really there is to him, I think.
I'd say look. Yeah. Sort of like
It's
a
got
witch.
like the pointy
He's
hat
got
and
like
the cloak.
the pointy hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could also see he looks kind of like one of the villagers.
Yeah,
But
that's true. It screams more
Yeah,
witch to me personally. I think because it also uses like fire magic.
the overall design is really cool.
Yeah, I like the
Like,
design. It's just like I say, that one cursed and just defiled chalice fight.
oh, also, have you seen the concept art?
I have not seen the concept art.
I'm sending you this. I don't know if you want to put this on the screen
Yeah,
or what.
I will edit
Uh,
it in. Wish it was just like a main game boss, honestly,
yeah.
so we could get like a bit more story behind it, and like it would be
So
something that
yeah,
you
we
have
could
to.
actually get low.
Yeah. Like personally, I'm thinking like bottom of sea, maybe above Lawrence
Yeah,
or like bottom of sea. What's your
yeah.
call?
I'd say bottom of sea above Lawrence.
Yeah, we'll put it above Lawrence at bottom of sea. Vicar Emilia. I
I
think
really like this. This is like the first
like
scrub check.
yeah, like DPS, like skill check kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The,
feel like
the,
Vicar Emilia is just kind of an expanded, like moveset wise, like an expanded version of the Cleric Beast, like it taken to like its extreme. Not in terms of
yeah.
like its design or anything. Like I do think they are like different enough.
Yeah, they're just both quite uh,
Like
uh
big.
big jumpy beast monsters,
Yeah, like
which
their moveset is quite similar, but I feel like yeah, it's just like
yeah,
taken to the next level.
she also has a heal.
Does she have a heal? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
she has a heal.
Oh, does
She
she?
prays.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing she clutches her
Yeah,
like pendant thing she's got.
clutches a pendant thing and then can heal back health. That's
Oh.
why with her fight you generally take in the item which stops healing.
Oh, then is it called
Uh,
numbing mist?
yeah, numbing mist. You chuck the numbing mist at her.
Ah, I see. I see. I forgot that she could heal.
Because
But
I think her heal's quite potent.
probably that's probably why it's like mainly like a DPS check as well. So like if she does manage to heal, you can thingy her back down like
Yeah, I
without.
think you can stagger her out of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can probably stun her out of it because I don't imagine they'd like just keep it dependent on one item. Because like, what if
No,
you don't have a numbing mist?
she also doesn't always do it.
Yeah. I don't have that much to say on her honestly. Where do you think we should put Vicar Emilia?
I'd say because her boss arena is really cool. I'd say like top of B.
Top of B? Yeah, that's fair. Let's put her at the top of B. I'd agree with that. Like, I just think she's fine. I don't have really much to say other than she's a fine boss.
Yeah,
The Blood-Starved
this
Beast.
is a super mid boss.
I like its theme a
I
lot.
I I like it, but like it's kind of just like kind of easy when you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like get like staying in the poison too long, you're fine fighting it and not really
Yeah.
worrying about any antidotes.
Also, if you've got
But
fire, because I think like it's like one
yeah,
of
fire
those like
is super
enemies
weak.
that like it
Um,
does back off like
I
when you.
believe the beast pellets are really good for the fight as well.
I've heard that, but I've never tried it myself. I think like yeah, I'd agree with that. The fight's mid. I think the design and the actual theme are really cool, but the actual fight itself
The
is just
actual
kind of.
the actual theme is really cool. I don't really like the design. I think it just looks like just a generic beast. Really,
I
I can't. Isn't there like random ads later on which have a very similar design?
I'm not 100%
Or
sure.
am I thinking of bosses from the Chalice Dungeons?
I think you're thinking of Chalice Dungeon bosses because
Okay, yeah.
some of them do appear as just regular enemies. I'm pretty sure this one's unique. I could be wrong, but I know you do
Yeah.
fight the Bloodstaff Beast in
Oh
a
no, no.
Chalice Dungeon, but
Yeah, that's what might be one, but it's got a different name though, doesn't it?
I think it's just called
Is
is
it
it the
the? Is it?
Bloodletting Beast?
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't it the Bloodletting Beast?
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't really have any lore, though, does it?
I
Over.
think it's got. I think the Bloodstaff Beast actually does. I think it does have a little bit of lore. I think
Um,
to do with it being like it was a lot bigger, but because like I think its blood was used for something. I can't. I think it was used for beast blood pellets actually.
oh
And
yeah,
that's why it's like small now because it's been like flayed.
also, looking at the notes and trivia, uh, in the Church of Dura in Old Yharnam, there's a crucified blood-starved beast hanging in the center of the
Oh.
room, and also beast patients beneath the corpse have formed a circle around, and they are chanting.
So there's a little bit of story behind it, but not much. But I don't feel
Yeah,
like it needed a ton of like story,
yeah.
because it also came at like the part where if you didn't guess by now, like you'd find out that they're not, they're not just beasts. They're actually like citizens that have turned into.
Also, here's a little tidbit for you. The I think it was the arms resemble the tail of the moon presence.
Oh, I didn't know that actually. That's cool.
Now you do.
Where you think of? I personally say like the top of C, but if you want to make a different case for where it should go,
I think like yeah, but above celestial emissaries, but like probably below one. No, actually, I like fighting Bloods of Beast more
yeah, I
than
think
one
it's
reborn.
the fight's more fun than One Reborn, but not by
Yeah.
like a ton. The Undead Giant. This is also a Chalice
Oh,
Dungeon
yeah.
exclusive boss. It's
That
just
that
a
that
fat
is not
man
good.
with a knife.
Oh, I remember. I remember struggling with this boss as well. Just
Um,
because of the chin.
I'm trying to think. Is this the yeah? This
It's the
is the
one
one
who
with
has like
chain.
the chain flail.
Yes, but I think it
Yeah.
also like is this the because I know there's two different types of giants. There's one where you fight them in three and they're different, and there's one where it's like on
Uh,
its own.
scroll down.
Oh, okay, no, this is the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
one. They're like
yeah. That's the
relatively
big
like
one. Yeah,
human
I
size. This
think.
is like the giant one.
Yeah, merciless giants. There, I think that
Yeah,
is
Merciless
merciless. No,
Watchers.
not merciless watchers. That's the giants which coming through.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of this one. I
No,
think it's a
I
bit
think
too
it's
big
kind
for
of.
its own good. Like the camera can
I think
sometimes be
it's
a bit
kind of a
funky.
bad fight.
I'd personally, but I don't think it's the worst fight.
No.
But I think it does
Uh,
belong in D. Probably
yeah.
either above or below the Witches of Hemwick. Maybe below
I'd
the
say just
Witches.
I'd say below.
Yeah, let's put it there. That's a good thing for it. Mikolash. Uh,
Mikolash is an awful fight, but it's a
but
really cool. It's got really cool lore,
he's a
and
really cool
uh,
character, and also he's
yeah,
really funny.
and some say Cosm.
Cosm, some say Cosm.
Say Cosm.
Grant us eyes. I really like Mikolash personally. It
Yeah,
is
I think
not a
he's
very
really
good
cool.
fight, but
No.
it does feel very on brand for a Lovecraft-inspired game. You just have to listen to this Offers Rockefeller run around and talk about
the
chatting into
strange
the wee
loon.
hours.
I'd say top of B,
Yeah,
just because the boss fight's bad, but like him himself is really cool.
and also he does wear some very fashionable hats. It's very
He
fashionable
does wear some
headgear.
fashionable headgear. He is
Uh,
very cool.
Moon Presence. The only thing I really like about the Moon Presence is like its design. I think its design is one of the coolest
Its
in
design's really
Bloodborne.
cool, and so's the boss arena, but the boss arena is just the same
Yeah, it's the same as
as Primal
German's.
Gasgarden.
The actual fight I think is like quite
German,
disappointing.
sorry. Yeah, it was super easy, especially
Yeah,
after German.
like too easy in my opinion. Like the only
Yeah,
thing, like I say, the only thing I like about it is the design and the fact that it's
I
probably, like its mission is probably like to destroy all the other great ones, and that's why it kind
yeah,
of created the Hunter's Dream. I think it
I
created the Hunter's Dream
I
anyway.
I suppose it being so easy is probably so similar to like how Old King of Land was like super easy.
Yeah,
Just kind
like
of
it's
like a
part of the story. Like it's not something. That's
yeah,
why it like employs it like gets hunters to do its bidding, because it can't really fight itself. But at the same time, I
yeah,
feel like for a big cosmic entity, it probably should put up a little bit more of a fight. Maybe not necessarily be super damaging, but definitely be more bulky than it is in the game. Like in terms of
yeah.
health bar wise, because it like by the time you get to it in the game, especially if you've done everything, like it will just melt its health bar.
I'm getting very confused because I opened the wiki just as like a so I could see if there was any like interesting tidbits about it.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you have to fight this boss multiple times, you will not have to fight German again.
Oh yeah, I think that's true, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. I think that's true. Like if you beat German, but like you've fought the Moon Presence and it kills you, I think you do just go back in and fight the Moon Presence. Like the game registers that German's dead.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Where are we thinking for it? I'm thinking top of C, if not bottom of B.
Yeah, I think top of C.
Top of C. You know what? Yeah, that's fair. Let's put you above the Bloodstarved Beast. Dark Beast Paul. Dark Beast Paul. Where are we thinking of putting War Paul?
This is a really cool boss fight.
It is. Again, it's one of
it's-
those where like its design is really cool. I love how like lanky he is.
Like it kind of works similar to like stuff like Bloodlet Beast and Vicar Emilia, but it's also got the electric and it has an electric AoE.
Yeah, it's got the electric AoE and it's also got its own little like charge up mechanic where like if you stagger it enough, like the electricity will kind of like wear off and it'll need to like reapply it to itself, which I think is cool.
Doesn't it drop the tinnitus as well?
No, it doesn't drop the tinnitus, but it's
or is
near
it in
its
the
arena.
boss arena?
It's near the boss arena.
Right.
It's like somewhere in Old Yharnam.
I like
sorry, in the hidden village. Yahalgul, that's it.
Yahalgul, yeah. It's a really cool boss fight, and you can find it like super early.
Yeah, it can be one of like.
Which, if you find that super early, I feel fucking sorry for you.
Yeah, you are gonna have a not fun time with this super early. I'd personally say put it like the top of B, if not bottom of A. I think it's pretty good.
I'd say maybe above Vicar Emilia.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's put it at the.
I like Mikolash a bit more.
Me too. Also,
Shadows of Yharnam.
Moving on from that.
I kind of like the boss fight.
It's got snakes. That's all I need to say. That's my case for D tier.
I like the whole hooded.
They do look cool, but snakes.
They've got that like Nazgul sort of look about them, like the Black Riders from Lord of the Rings.
They do look very cool, and I also like that they're basically. I think they are basically like Yharnam's bodyguards, like back in the day.
Yeah.
And now, like, obviously with Yharnam being either dead or, like, in this in-betweeny bit of existence, they don't really have anything to do except, like, just mill about. But snakes.
Are they meant to be, protecting you from, stopping you from getting Regenworth?
Yes, they're stopping you from getting to, Bergenworth, so you can't unlock the secrets of the Nightmare and stuff. And also they're in the Nightmare Mantis, presumably to keep you away from Murgo.
Oh yes, I forgot.
Because they do appear as like normal enemies.
Yeah. Honestly, the having like to fight 3 of them at once is kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Snakes. If it was up to me, it would be just in D, but if you've got a case for them being in another tier.
I'd say maybe top of D, low C.
You know, I'm gonna be nice and put low C, because it's not like a horrible broken fight, right? Like, I think it is genuinely like a good 3-on-1 fight, because you've got the one that's close up, the one that's mid, and the one that's like far away. So it is good for like teaching you about spatial awareness and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
priority as well.
Snakes.
So if you prioritize certain ones, then you're gonna have an easier time dodging the others. Yeah.
So I can't really say like in good faith like it's a bad fight. Like DT isn't the stinky bad.
It's a really annoying fight though.
It is annoying.
Although I suppose if you go it. Are they weak to fire or electric?
I think it's electric they're weak to because they use fire.
Right. So yeah, just beat the shit out of them with like electric paper.
Yeah. Okay, let's put it. See.
Tinnitus. Oh yes, it's because I remember when first time I played it, I used the tinnitus against them.
Oh, okay. I just used like a soul cleaver with electric paper, if I remember right. The beast possessed son Just as an editor's note, I got the Beast Possessed Soul and the Abhorrent Beast mixed up in recording. Beast Possessed Soul we'd probably put at the bottom of C, top of D. But for all intents and purposes, we are talking about the Abhorrent Beast. So just pretend that's what's on the tier list. Apologies. Now, the Beast Possessed Soul is unique because you can fight him in the main game, but he's not classed as a boss there. He's a boss only in Chalice dungeons. This is what the homeless guy turns into in the Forbidden Woods.
I really like the picture of him. It looks like he's waving at you.
Hello.
He's just sees you on the stairs up
He's
there.
giving you a nice wave after he's just ate a family of 4.
Yeah, I like the law with the what you call him, the beggar.
Yeah, the beggar guy.
And the interactions he has with like the other villagers.
Yeah, and like the implication of him being like a beast, but like all the other beasts, like apart from Ludwig, but obviously you don't meet him till the DLC, like they've not been interactable like at all, where he seems like completely sentient.
I like that you can send him to Yusefka's clinic as well.
Yeah, you can send him to either one, and he's like still treated just like any other NPC, or you can like attack him there and actually get the fight with him. But I think honestly the most interesting thing about him is the beggar. Like if we just look at him as like a boss on its own, like I think it's not terrible, but it's nothing really noteworthy in my opinion.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I accidentally hit the beggar when he was on the roof because I was like, oh, it's gonna be an enemy, and then I went, oh no, I hit an NPC, and then he transformed and I went, oh, okay, maybe I was meant to.
Yeah, and then he was like, you got a screw loose, and then you're like, oh wait, actually no, you deserve to die. Where are we thinking of put? I'm thinking personally very top of C, if not bottom of B, because like I think just as a fight on his own, like he'd be in C, but I think the beggar puts him up to B.
Yeah.
B.
Yeah, okay, bottom of B. I think that's a safe place.
Yeah, and finally we've got the Merciless Watchers. These are just 3
This is a
fat
dog
guys.
shit fight. This is a dog shit fight.
Yeah. They show up as like normal enemies nearly immediately later. Like I think there are some cases where like depending on what order you do the Chalice dungeon, you'll see them as a regular enemy before the boss. They do honestly feel like the epitome of, oh, let's just put this guy with like a health bar under it, he's boss now.
It feels like Dark Souls 1 when they just got all the demon, what's it called?
Oh, like the Asylum Demons?
Yeah, I just copied all the Asylum Demons
Oh
across,
no, sorry. In Lost Isleth, it's the Taurus demons that are
Taurus
copy
demon,
and pasted. Yeah. I thought you meant the Asylum demons, just with it being like used 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
I don't think they're the worst fight in the game. But I think
No.
they're above Undead Giant. But I think Witches of Hemwick are more fun.
At least with Undead Giant, you just fight one enemy.
That's true, but that one enemy's really annoying. These are just 3 boring guys.
Yeah, I feel like that's good.
Yeah, okay. So, do we want to mix up anything before finalizing? I think D is completely fine, personally.
Yeah.
Let's see who we've got.
We should move Ludwig to D tier because that's clearly where he should be.
Yeah, I mean, look at those teeth. D for dentist, if you.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think he should have his own tier. I think it should be S plus.
True, he is the quintessential British man with that smile.
Well, you got a license for that sword.
You got a license for that Moonlight sword? I think C's fine. I could maybe be talked into moving Keeper of the Old Lords above Celestial Emissary, but it's that one cursed and defiled chalice fight that stops it for me.
I think it's fine there.
What are we thinking for B? I think
I kind of like B how it is.
Yeah. A's fine, I feel like.
Yeah.
S,
I I mean, you know where I stand with where Lady Maria should be, but
Oh,
like, I'm happy with Ludwig being ahead.
okay, that's fine. So, D tier, Watchdog of the Old Lords is the stinkiest. He's the worst one.
Yeah.
Undead Giant, then Merciless Watcher, then the Witches of Hemwick, then the Living Failures is the top of D. It really does suit them being the best of the worst, being the Living Failures. C tier,
Yeah.
the Shadows of Yharnam, Lawrence the First Vicar, Keeper of the Old Lords, Celestial Emissary, the One Reborn, Bloodstarved Beast, and then the Moon Presence at the top of C. B, the Beast Possessed Soul, the Vacuous Spider Rom, Phumerian Descendant, Ebriatus, Vicar Emilia, Dark Beast Paul, and then Mikolash at the top of B. A, Cleric Beast, Amygdala, Martyr Ligarius, and Yharnam at the top of A. Murgle's Wet Nurse at the bottom of S, then Father Gascoigne, then German as the first hunter, then Orphan of Cos, and you know what, to be nice, Ludwig and Maria can be joint first place. They can hold
Yo,
hands
based. I
and
reckon
be
they'd hold
joint.
hands.
Yeah, I reckon they'd be
Like in
pals.
the law, I reckon they'd like touch tips.
Yeah. She'd be like, "Do you want to touch the tip of my blood sword?" And you'd be like, "Yes. Yes,
And
I
then
do.
people like, I will get my moonlight holy blade.
I'll get my moonlight sword. You can touch tips and discuss. What do you think they
Being
talk about?
British.
Being British. She's not
Something
British,
some
Lady
tea.
Maria. She's like
Is she
from.
not?
She's from like Castlevania land.
Yeah, that's like.
She does not sound British at all. Like if the doll's not British, she's not.
No, the doll's whatever you want them to
She's
be.
from
Do you not listen to German?
That's true. Even the doll should have pleased you. She's from, let's say,
I don't like the implication that German just
Bulgaria.
fucks the doll.
Oh, he absolutely smashes the shit out of that doll.
I don't like the implication of that.
That's why he's in the wheelchair. He smashed it too hard. His legs broke.
Should not be her in the wheelchair.
No, he smashed it too hard.
Uh,
And the doll smashed back.
My legs fell off.
Yeah, they just popped off. Okay, and on that note, I think we're gonna end the video since Ludwig and Maria have now been crowned the best, the prom king and queen of Yharnam. So thank you so much for coming on and helping me with this. I'm gonna put like your social media in the description. Is there anything you wanna say before we go?
I am going to probably do like an Elden Ring video when that comes out.
Hell yeah.
Probably like it'll probably not be like a sort of like a review sort of thing like what you do. It'll probably just be like a sort of like supercut sort of thing.
Yeah, like a first playthrough, like first impressions, or like a supercut reaction thing.
Yeah, like a supercut reaction sort of thing. But I also have a Pokemon video, but which has been in the works for a while, and I just can't be bothered to go back to it because Nuzlocke is not fun.
That's fair. You should, cause I want to see it. But yeah, I'll link to the Elden Ring video whenever that comes out. I'll put that in the description as well, cause you'll probably cover it a lot quicker than I will. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.